Hi, this is Subalakshmi, Assistant Professor of Commerce BA, SFR College, Sivagasi. So in this video we can see about the key features about the Hindu undivided family forms of business organizations. As already stated that the Hindu undivided forms of business organizations is the most unique forms of business organizations which are prevailing only in India. So India is the country of traditions. So in these traditions, the families are jointly together, they form a business. That business is called as a Hindu undivided family forms of business organizations. So here we can see the learning objectives of this video. To know about the key features of Hindu undivided forms of business. So to learn about how to create a Hindu undivided family in 3 simple steps. To have a clear idea about the advantages and disadvantages of a Hindu undivided family forms of business. So first we can see what is Hindu undivided family. So Hindu undivided family is treated as a person as per the Companies Act under the section 2 subsection 31 of the Income Tax Act 1961. So Hindu undivided family is a separate entity for the purpose of assessment under the Act. So it is considered as a separate entity. So just like a company, just like a sole trader, just like a joint stock company, just like a partnership firm, the Hindu undivided family forms of business organization is just a entity. So we have to see the most important one, the how to create a HUF in 3 simple steps. Create a HUF deed under the HUF Act. These are the first important steps. Just like we have to create a partnership deed, we have to create a HUF deed which was registered under HUF Act. The second step is apply for a PAN card in the name of the HUF, not in the name of a members of the family. Apply the PAN card in the name of the HUF. The third important step is create a bank account in the name of the HUF. Just like a business, so we have to create a bank account in the name of the HUF. The HUF is treated as a legal entity in the eyes of the law once the above steps are duly followed. So if we have to registered HUF, we have to follow the above steps. Deposits can be made by the HUF members into the account. Also, the amount deposited in the HUF account is not taxable. It is the very important advantages of the HUF. So we have to see the advantages and the disadvantages of HUF account. So every advantages, there is some disadvantages, we have to choose according to that. First we have to see the advantages of a HUF account. So gift received by the family up to the value of 50,000 is considered free for tax. So this is the main advantages. So we have a tax free gift. So up to 50,000. Also in case of father with a HUF account, gift a property of money of value higher than 50,000 to his sons, who owns a smaller HUF account. Tax deductions under section 64 subsection 2 and 56 subsection 2 are applicable. So these are the main advantages of HUF. So other than the HUF, we have no tax deductions from any other occasions, but only in HUF we have some other tax consultations. Section 80 subsection 3 under the ITA list certain tax deductions for HUF accounts. The third one is the corpus of a HUF can be used for investment purpose in various tax free instruments. So the next one is the family head or karta is authorized. So he only have the authorized to sign all the documents relevant to the HUF. So HUF account members are entitled to avail loan facilities. He has rights to avail loan from the HUF company. They also have the right to make and adopt child a member of the HUF account. So the adopted child has the right to open a HUF account. The family members can create 2 PAN cards and also file tax returns separately. So they have to create 2 PAN cards in the name of HUF and also file the tax returns separately. HUF is recognized throughout India barring the state of Kerala. So next we have to see the disadvantages. So just like advantages, there is some disadvantages relating to the HUF account. The first one is the closing the account is much more difficulties than opening one. It is easy to open, but it is hard to close. Family partition may be the primary cause of the closure of the account. So the main reason for closing the account is family partitions, that is division of family. So the family divisions, at the time of family divisions, we must have closing the account, but it is not possible and it is more difficult to close. The second disadvantages is, since every family members has equal rights to the family assets, the common assets or a property cannot be sold off without the consent of each member of the HUF. So the common property cannot be sold. Also, the birth of a new members or marriage results in more members being added to the family, further complicating. So the adding of more members in the family leads to the complication to this forms of organizations. So next, how is HUF taxed? The HUF has its own PAN and files a separate tax return. So already stated that HUF has a own PAN card and he has to file the returns separately. The next one is deductions under 80 and other exemptions can be claimed by the HUF in its income tax return. So we have the section 80 subsection 3 deductions allowed in HUF. So we have to claim the income tax deductions under the income tax return. HUF can take an insurance policy on life of its members. It is applicable to the HUF members. HUF can pay a salary to the members if they contribute to the functioning of the HUF. So the last one is an HUF is taxed at the same rate as an individuals. So there are some more questions. Can a woman be a karta of a HUF? So we know that the members of male family and the head of the family is only a male members. If it is possible, can a woman be a karta of a HUF? Yes, of course, a woman can be a karta of a family in her capacity as a co-partner of the HUF. If she is the, so it is the only conditions. If she is the eldest member of the family, so if she is the eldest member, then he has the ability to the co-partner of the HUF. As we know that the members, the head of the family are the members of the HUF or the co-partners of the HUF. So some interesting facts about the HUF. So an HUF cannot be created under a contract. It is created automatically. So we know that it is a family business, so it cannot be created under any such act. It is created automatically. So the second interesting fact is Jain and Sikh families, even though they are not governed by the Hindu law, but they are treated as a HUF. So we know that the Hindu undivided forms of business organizations is primarily applicable only to the Hindus, not that. So Jain and Sikh families, they are not governed by the Hindu, but it is comes under the HUF forms of business organizations. So the third interesting fact is, under HUF, the female members are also right to share the property which has been left behind, just like a male members has the right to share the property. So even though the female members also have the right to share their property. So last conclusion. So HUF can prove to be a beneficial when it comes to saving tax or enjoying certain tax deductions under the Income Tax Act. However, like any other act, the Hindu Undivided Family Act has its set of advantages and disadvantages. Both are prevailing. It is important to consider both of them before entering into the HUF Act. So thank you. Thank you for watching this video. So this videos will share some information about the unique features of the Hindu Undivided Family forms of organizations. So thank you. We will see you in the next video.